Wim Parnell, did I pronounce it good?
That's perfect.
The lead vocalist of the band. On the right, Dave Barnes, the guitar player. Bywater Call is a young, I think 7-piece band.
That's it.
From Toronto, Canada. Formed by you both. How did you meet, or how did it start?
Well, we've known each other for probably 14,
you
15
played
years.
Each in
We've played together in another band, but we kind of got to the point where we wanted to be creating our own music.
Yeah.
So I had a day job and I quit it so I would have more time, and that's when we started Bywater Call about, I don't know now, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, we played in a wedding band and still play in a wedding band, we just really wanted to do our own thing, and a friend had said, hey, I'm hosting this little bar gig, and you guys keep saying how you'd like to do an original project. Do you want to put a few songs together for this show? And I was like, okay, we've never done that before, but let's give it a try. And that was
2016? The end of 2016, I think.
Yeah.
I don't have a date, but
We don't.
Something
maybe
like
it's 2015. Okay,
Yeah.
as a detail. But why do you need 7 persons in to have a band, or to have a band that you want to have?
I don't think it's a need, I think it's a want. In fact, I'd like to have
We want
15
more.
people.
Yeah, we want more. It's just not practical.
Violence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's part of having this like big, warm sound, which is what we're always kind of striving to accomplish. And I think adding stuff like horns, and when we had the opportunity, background singers, and when we had the opportunity, percussion, it just kind of, when it's placed properly, just makes a more inviting and warm sound. Yeah.
Complete.
Yeah.
What's behind the name? Why did you call it Bywater? Is it related to what I found on the internet? A neighborhood in New Orleans.
That's
it's called Bywater.
Yeah, so we would travel.
Is there a connection or?
Meg and I would travel to New Orleans a lot,
Yeah.
and a couple times we would stay in the Bywater Parish, which is sort of close to Frenchman Street, which is one of the best musical areas of New Orleans, and the call is just we would go there and we would feel so good about music and making music and the people that make music and the culture of musicians and all that stuff. And then we would go back to Toronto, which is a great city, world-class city, beautiful city, but
it remains in
very business, right? It's about making money. So the Bywater Call was the constant desire to return to something that's like Moulin Blues or you know, to return to music instead of returning to you know, economics.
Yeah, and there's a community there that like, which was so cool to us, where you'd go to one place where there's bands playing, and then you'd go to the next place like an hour later, and the guy you saw playing would just stop in and sit in with that band. Just that kind of musical community just really drew us in.
Megan, when did you knew that you wanted to become a musician? Was it very young, or was it because of your parents, your environment, that you was raised in a musical environment?
I sang all my life. Like I can't remember a time when I didn't kind of identify myself as a singer.
I can say it's your first thing that
I did not work as a professional musician until 15 years ago, but my entire life I just always felt like I was a singer. My mom would play the guitar and sing around the house, and then we'd sing together, and I did choirs and I did musicals when I was a kid. Yeah, and it's just always been a part of who I am. And then eventually I fell into a bunch of amazing musicians. Yeah.
Is it the same for you, Dave, or also raised in
No,
in the right musical
Yeah, I mean, my folks were fans of great bands, the Beatles, the Who, but no one played in the house. So yeah, I think when I was 16, I fell in love with Jimi Hendrix and Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, and went through that whole, classic rock.
You took up the guitar and it was the guitar and stayed the guitar.
I really wanted to learn guitar, and then I heard "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd, and I was like, "That's it! I'm gonna learn guitar now. This is so good." And then here we are.
Perfect. When we listen to your music, it breathes a lot of soul, blues, and roots rock. Is that the kind of music that you want to play, or
Yeah,
does
absolutely.
I describe it wrong?
No, that's pretty much.
Then you must correct me. It's no problem.
That's pretty much exactly
Yeah.
the sound that we're going
That's the
for.
style of
Yeah.
Bywater.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have been your influences that who do inspire you?
From the Motown camp, we love Aretha and Otis Redding and
The soul people.
the
So,
soul
I
artists.
definitely had Janis Joplin growing up
Yeah.
from my mom.
And then from the sort of 70s school, we really love Little Feat. But I think it's undoubtable, or cannot forget to say that when I heard Tedeschi Trucks Band, I was absolutely blown away. And this is exactly...
That was the name that felt when I asked somebody, who are you thinking, when you hear the lady singing, who are you thinking of?
Susan. I mean,
Goddess
they're
Susan
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
And it
a
sparked
brand
a little
new...
fire in us.
They said the same thing that I hear the drugs band, yeah.
Yeah, it was, I think, for blues fans or soul fans, it was a whole new... It's like a brand new page open. It must have been like, hearing that band was like what it must have been like to hear the Beatles when they started. Just like, this is completely different than anything that's happened before, and just totally fantastic.
Yeah. Now we are the post after the pandemic months. What did you do in this period, in this months? Did you write things, or were you busy with music, or?
We tried. I wish I could say that we. It was a really scary time.
It was a terrible time.
Yeah.
And
And-
surely
and
for the musicians
every-
and all the people that have to live from.
Which is how we make our income. So everything at that time was a dead end. We would get an offer 6 months from whatever day, and then it would get canceled 2 weeks
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
So it was really hard to be inspired to. We did a little bit of writing. We wanted to write more, but it came to a point where we're just like, I don't see. We need this to come to some kind of conclusion before we can get inspired to get back to
Yeah,
it. So 2020 we did things around the home, and then 2021 we began getting serious about the new record because we could start to see that when the vaccines came out, that there was a finish line coming.
How are you living post pandemic time? Did it change you, or are you going to think different?
I mean, the vulnerability we felt as musicians was like, it's been hard to shake.
Yeah.
But we know that we love it and we want to keep kind of building what we're doing. So I don't think it's changed us. We're just a bit more aware of how easy it is sometimes for us to be affected.
Yeah. I'm going back to 2019, your first album. That was your debut album. I read somewhere and I could see on your Facebook that you're traveling with a new album. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about the sequel, the new one?
Yeah. So this is our follow-up album, Remain.
Because we have asked the people over there, but we only sell it and we can have it. And
It's not available. It
Because
hasn't been released online yet.
we are interested because we wanted to hear it and to write something about it. But no, but it's a new
It's
album.
not released yet, but
Please.
it does exist.
Please, tell us something about it.
Yeah, it's a combination of songs. I think it's a step forward for the band. There's some deep sort of cuts in terms of there's some reflections on what it was like to be. There's a love song on the album called Locked, which we performed on stage tonight, which is a culmination of a love song, a broken heart song, but also what it's like to be disconnected from everything that you have in your world, and that and how, like, in the way that losing a loved one and losing your job is kind of exactly the same thing, losing your identity, and so that stuff like that is on there.
Trying to dig a bit deeper into the rootsy feel.
Yeah.
I would say most of it we wrote during the pandemic.
Yeah.
A few of them we wrote before we did our first European tour in 2020.
That's true.
We wrote them to bring with us to Europe, and then we just, when we got back and we had some time, we developed them a little bit further, and they were the first ones we ended up recording for the album.
You mentioned Europe. Do you think that we are another public than in Canada or the European music lovers?
The audiences here are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the European scene.
So
different, more listening, or
I'd say what it is there is a willingness to check out artists and music that you might not be familiar with, which is not what happens at home.
People want to see
it.
bands they know, whereas Europeans seem to be okay with giving something a chance. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be good, and we won't come back again. But let's go see. In Canada, it's like, if I don't know what this is, I'm not going. That's tough, because as a new band,
they won't try it out, or they won't go and say it's new, but I want to listen to hear it.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You guys have a great thing going on over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's very heartwarming being here and just seeing kind of the way people are willing to do that.
I have a few questions to finish.
Okay.
You're, I think, young.
Ish.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Somebody
But
told
do you
me
have
it's
still
25 today.
do you have still both of you open items on your what we call the bucket list, the list that things that you want to do?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That you say in my life, but that's still things that I want to do.
Absolutely.
Probably the biggest ones are like related to music and what we do, like venues we want to play, and you know, just I don't know. What else would you?
I think it's
would you
important
put
to
on a
not,
bucket list?
you can do that, and I think we do. I think everyone does that, but it's also important just to enjoy. This was amazing today. If I'd known 5 years ago that
We would
we'd
get
be playing this incredible festival in Moulin Blues,
then that would be part of
I would have
your
changed
bucket list.
everything. I would have put that on the bucket list, right? Yeah. So there's venues we'd love to play and countries we'd love to play. But every time we get to do this thing, we're pretty satisfied.
Okay,
It
great.
feels great.
Just great. It's great to hear. My last question: makes music a better person of your world?
Definitely. Music makes you a better person. That's what
Do
you're
you think that music has changed you as a person?
Yeah. One of the things is
Yes, but in which way?
So one of the things about being in a band is you're very, very close with in our case 6 other individuals who have similar interests but are different personalities. So you get this amalgamation of individuals, and you're constantly trying to keep everything friendly and fun, which is, especially when you're on the road day in, day out together, this can get strained because people are tired or people are different, and that can cause some complications. So I think one of the things about being a musician is learning to get comfortable with people you don't know, people you meet at shows, and your best friends. Few people travel together for months at a time, so.
It's true, and trying to make sure, like learning the skill to try to make sure people get heard, of listening to kind of the people around you, which is really important.
Yeah.
Okay. Bywater Cole, Megan, Dave, I thank you a lot for your time.
Thank you.
We always called for your roots time. Such a detail.
I love
but
it.
We are very happy to have you.
Thank
And you did a great show. Thank you a lot.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Megan, thanks a lot.
Yes.
Very good.
Thanks a lot.